Hello, everyone, and welcome to Variant Roles for another exciting episode of Vislae, our Invisible Sun anthology series. I am your host, Dan Gaston at MadSide DM, and I'm not in the GM's chair tonight. So why don't we go around and introduce ourselves and who we are playing? I'll start. I am playing Zylan Bell tonight, a stoic apostate who dwells in darkness, and I'm here to get in trouble, basically, I'm pretty sure. So we'll see how that goes. And continue around Matthew.
Hey, that's me. I'm Matthew Foreman. I will be playing Nigel Vandenberg tonight. He is a bizarre stoic Vance who consorts with demons.
Perfect. Corey.
Hello, my name is Corey Hickson. My pronouns are he, they. Today I'm going to be playing Anna, who is not a Vislae.
Perfect. And Alexis.
Hi, my name's Alexis. I use she, her pronouns. You can find me at Fox Spinato, and today I will be playing Cheshire. She's a bizarre ardent Order of the Weavers who wanders in delirium, and she says she, they, whatever pronouns.
Excellent. All right. And last but not least, we have our frozen game master, Alex.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I think we're doing really great.
I think so too. I think
Alex-
so too.
Alex has the worst internet. Every
It's
time.
True.
Oh, dear. Yeah, so while we wait for our GM to return, housekeeping duties, I suppose. Everyone, thanks for tuning in. Our schedule is in chat. It should be reasonably up to date, although I didn't update it yet this week. But it should have our suite of stuff going on tomorrow and through the rest of the week. We've got pretty packed schedule here these days with something happening nearly every day of the week. And I think we might finally have an Alex back, although I'm going to have to do some tinkering with Zoom windows here.
Just some quick reshuffling.
Yeah, that's okay. So why don't you just take it away there, Alex?
Hi, I'm Alex, and my internet connection is unstable, according to my computer. Should be fine now.
Buddy.
Oh, there I am. Sorry, I was getting distracted by my frozen face with the water. I'm his GM tonight. I'm excited to be here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Honestly, the whole disconnection thing kind of threw off my intro, but yep, that's about it. I'm ready to go.
Absolutely. Take it away.
All right. So at least one of you left the gala at the Winding Gallery with a specific task in mind. And that would be you, Zylan. So about how much time has passed between the gala and you making your way out to the Church of Midnight?
Probably like a week or two. You know, I leave it for a little bit to, finish up some other business that I have going on, just to make sure that, nothing else unusual happens. And yeah, about that.
And do you bring anybody with you on this meeting?
I don't think I necessarily would.
Okay.
Sorry, I have to fix people's Zoom windows again here.
No, it is all good. I guess the last thing I ask, is there any reason any of you might be hanging around the Church of Midnight just on a random day?
I mean,
Do you want me to be?
You can or you can't. I'm asking, where would your character hang out? Like, I don't know. I have no idea who will be in this scene.
Nigel has a lot of work to do, so no, I don't think he will be.
Okay.
I can be basically anywhere doing whatever because I just wander around.
Have you wandered into the Church of Midnight this particular day or no?
Oh, I'll let Dan decide whether or not
Sure.
I have.
Yeah, you could be
'Cause I don't-
hanging out in the cloisters.
I just tagged along with him.
You
My
just
new
showed up.
friend. He didn't tell me where he was or where he was going. I just suddenly was there.
So I imagine like I'm walking through the cloisters district, right? There's tons of temples and churches and all of that. There's a giant square with the cathedral, the Midnight Cathedral on one end. And so like I'm just walking through the the big square. There's probably like a market or, a bunch of religious fanatics. Maybe there's a protest against the church, whatever. And see Cheshire, Cheshire, and I'm walking through, and my hand like drifts into a pocket momentarily, and I hesitate and think about it, and then I pull my hand back out and just kind of shake my head and just say, "There's no coincidences in the actuality."
Are you
Cheshire.
sure? Hi. How are you?
Suns will it. You were there when it started. I suppose you may as well be here while it continues.
What continues?
I gotta go see a person about joining an organization, and I'm just like sort of thumbing back towards the Midnight Cathedral.
Really? A person about what?
About joining the church. Not the invisible church. I get kicked out of that one.
The invisible church is rubbish.
You might not want to say that too loud as a weaver, or you'll end up an apostate like me.
They're all rubbish. Everything's rubbish. Just different levels of rubbish.
I agree. That's why I was excommunicated.
Simultaneously, rubbish and not rubbish.
All right, if you say so.
What's this church about?
The Midnight Cathedral? The Church of Midnight? Demons, dark gods, that sort of thing. Route to power.
That sounds fun.
I do like the darkness.
So I
Silent,
think
by the way, has acquired a pair of sunglasses. He
Oh.
wears them all the time.
perfect, absolutely perfect. But I think we should draw our first sooth card because we got the whole deck and everything. Got the board out.
Perfect.
Yeah,
I'm ready.
we have the mysterious rune. Let's see. All right. Let's see. Meanings. Magic, mystery, wordless communication. Secrets, ravens, books, and flame. So if your card family is secrets, you have +1 to your adventure. Red magic is enhanced, and blue magic is hindered. And books. Okay.
Mysterious what?
What color did
Red.
you say was enhanced? Red.
Red is enhanced, and blue is hindered.
All right.
And Simon, you clearly have no trouble getting into the Midnight Church, and you're actually greeted by an attendant who introduces himself as Elif. He's wearing sort of like this very, like almost like those Franciscan monks, like a really just plain black with the cord around and everything.
Yeah.
The only noticeable difference is that he is wearing a mask of burning black candles. And there should be no way that he sees you through this just like line of candles in front of his face. He walks right up to you and doesn't seem to have very much problem with it.
I mean, just on my way in, I was talking to a lady with a book for a head, so.
Yeah, right.
What's the name again of the woman that I was given?
Psalm.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
So I just come up and say, I was told to come see Psalm.
Of course, right this way. Begins to lead you out to some obscure part of the church, to a small little office. Pops open the door, and inside there's this room, mostly black stone, like the rest of the cathedral. Walls are like lined with books, and there's a large wooden desk around in the middle of it. And behind the desk, you see same tall older woman that you met at the party.
Okay, excellent. So I just walk over and sit down and say, well, ma'am, good to see you again.
Oh, it's good to see you too, dear.
This is my friend, Cheshire. She was also at the party.
Hi.
Don't know if she's interested in visiting, but I ran into her on my way here, and coincidence and all.
Coincidence indeed. A little spider told me you had quite a night at the party, and I've heard all about Cheshire. Well, at least as far as her activities in the gallery.
Yeah, well, things were interesting, to say the least.
To say the least. I presume you want to join the church.
That was the idea, yes.
Well, if I'm being entirely frank, we have plenty of people within our ranks who kill others very easily, and I have no intention of bringing another mindless assassin into the ranks. However, I think that maybe you could be a little more than that. You stopped that ritual out of your, well, of your own volition.
Yeah, goodness of my own heart isn't exactly the words I would use to describe it, but let's just say I wasn't particularly thrilled with the direction I thought it was going to go. Or its outcome.
That's entirely fair to my understanding. The demon didn't either. In any case, here's what I want you to do. We do many things here at the Church of Midnight, but among those is we take care of people who might otherwise be forgotten.
Indeed.
I want you to go out and find one of these people and help them.
Okay. Any particular person in mind?
You draw a sooth card for that, as we are in a new location talking to a brand new person.
Perfect.
All right, we have the untrustworthy mirror played on the green sun. Gold magic is hindered. Silver is diminished. There it is. Mysteries, rats, mirrors, and stones. So if you're a stoic, all your ventures are got +1 to those.
Perfect. No coincidences. I'm a stoic.
Would you believe it? There actually very well might be. A new arrival among the dead. Quite frankly, I don't know where she is now, but I do know in a few weeks she will be at the Conclave of Iov with the rest of her order. To my knowledge, you've already met her.
Oh. This, Alice.
Oh, not quite.
Ah.
She had a bit of a night at the party.
Oh, so that newly dead.
Yes.
As in disintegrated into dust dead.
Friends were made and unmade that night.
Indeed.
Just to be clear, Euphemia was the one who was executed by the Thaw.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ah, so that Vance.
Indeed.
Well, I think I know a Vance who owes me one. Still has an unpaid bill.
Oh, unusual for a band. I've found them to be timely for the most part, but in any case, I could hardly invite you out here without showing some hospitality. Would you like a drink, smoke? And she kind of gestures towards a little bit of a mini bar, I guess, in the office.
Normally I'd say yes, but I like to get down to business
Of course.
quickly. Get the job done. Efficient. So, you want them taken care of in terms of those who might otherwise be forgotten. Taken care of, in this case, a euphemism, or more literal, as in brought in to be helped by the church?
I want you to get her to come here of her own volition, not by deceiving her. To my knowledge, she is very unsatisfied with how things have come of late. And
Being tortured to death by the Thaw will do that to you.
Public, no less, and having your entire life's work burned in front of your eyes, I imagine so.
Do we have any leverage that we can offer her?
Perhaps. I admit whatever angered the Thaw is not something I'm aware of yet, but unless the Vance intend to very publicly make a display of showing her, I think she might find a little more safety among us.
All right. Well, I'll be about it then.
Can't wait to see you back.
The pleasure's all mine.
Are you wearing a tie that is loose at all today?
Oh, of course.
All right. And
It's a signature.
Yes. Then as you are being shown out, Psalm leans in, straightens up your tie, sort of pats you on the cheek. There's a good boy. Sends you out.
Ma'am.
What was this room like that we were in?
It's basically an office in a cathedral is really one of the most succinct ways to describe it. Tons of books, big desk, window behind.
So the whole time, Cheshire was just kind of first, perched on the back of a chair, and then, got bored. So started like walking around and moving things and, going through things. Just poking around. I find anything interesting.
Do you want to attempt to search for something interesting?
Oh, I'm just sure. Why not?
Okay, sure. I guess this would be, I don't know. I'll say perception or intellect, depending on how Cheshire is searching for things.
Definitely not with intellect.
Okay.
Just putzing around, just poking around, wondering what's happening. Perception, you say? I'm just gonna roll.
All right.
I'm not gonna really do anything with it. Just gonna roll. 4.
4. All right. Okay. So, among the various books and treatises on demons and other church-related and thematically appropriate documents, you do find one black book that, if you open it up, it is empty, but you do notice that it has a title on it, and it's Cheshire. It very much has your name on it.
Oh. Could I have written in the book?
Could you have written the book? I don't know.
Written in the book.
Oh yeah, you could write in the book.
I just write a couple of lines of nonsense prose.
Okay.
With a lot of words jumbled together, like, brilling and just a bunch of portmanteaus.
Okay.
And that's me.
All right.
It's my book. I can write in it what I like.
So I'm kind of glances over at you as she's leading Zylan out. Look, whatever. It's your book?
It's got my name on it.
Well, that's interesting. Would you like to keep it?
Sure.
Go right ahead.
Okay. I have a book with my name on it
Have
and
a
some
book.
nonsense prose.
Yes.
The title is Cheshire. Fantastic. What is this?
All right. Do either of you have anything else to do, really, in the Confederacy of Cloisters?
No. And what I'm gonna do, and this can happen sort of whatever timing you want, but sort of at the first opportunity, I'm probably gonna pay some orbs to send a message to Alice through the noosphere, knowing that it's gonna be like up to 3 days or so before they get the message. But they're the only ghost I know, so I send them a message. Whether that impacts this session or not, it doesn't matter. But that's what Zylan would do.
Sure.
And basically just asking for their help. And then I would go to give the request to Nigel in person.
All right. Speaking of one, have you delivered your news to Nigel about your previous outing?
Yeah, we did that in a side scene, so that
Okay.
happened like the day after.
Mhm.
So he that's what I meant with the unpaid bill.
Oh, true.
Yeah, because the invoice is blank.
Exactly. There's a big question mark where it has detailed out all of his services, including hazard pay, because there's like mileage on there because he ended up outside of time and the actuality in services rendered. So then
That's right.
at the bottom, total is just like question mark, question mark, question mark.
Do you work at my place of work?
Billable hours, Nigel. Billable hours.
Service. I'm looking at some service bloat here, and I don't like it.
So what's Nigel been up to in the past couple of weeks?
Studying like a dog and making my new spell so it can get accepted. And I believe that is the last couple of days, so that would be definitely it. Well, until that gets settled, there's not much else. And I suppose at some points Dimitri's been studying with me.
Sure.
That's it.
Okay. Anna, what have you been up to? Anna, I apologize.
Yeah, no, that's totally fine. She's trying to find out a little bit about these people that, if there's maybe been any rumors after the party, because she's trying to get a hold of the Alice that she heard about that was there. So she's interested in finding Cheshire, Zeinlin, or Nigel, who she thinks might be of some assistance.
All right. And I actually have another quick question about what's going to happen, so I will consult the Sooth deck once more.
Yes.
We have the Misremembered Dream. Played on the Blue Sun, and Blue Magic is already enhanced. So, also I apologize, I have to keep looking up like this, but I'm doing this the inefficient way. Let's see. Mysteries, Rats, Mirrors, and Stones. So, Stoics. Keep that +1. Who's got something? NPC. Oh, perfect. This is just what I wanted to see. All right. So.
Did you show the card on stream?
Oh, sure.
Do it. Okay. It's good.
So.
What's it called? I'm sorry.
Misremembered Dream.
Nice.
So here's what happens. Zeinlin, to my knowledge, you did not pay for, I don't want to say express delivery, but you sent a very normal request to have this message delivered to Alice. And it was delivered to an Alice, but maybe not the Alice.
That's right.
So
Almost
what does
Alice.
this modality of Alice do? This information.
This Alice is going to let Anna know and just relay the information that this is what's going to be happening and they should attend if possible.
All right.
Is it like the modality of Alice from the Blue?
I was imagining it was the Blue too.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. All right. So then, let's see. I think the only thing then between whatever is happening now and the conclave is Zeinlin and Nigel getting together and discussing terms.
All right. So I probably go right there. So I ask if Cheshire, we're on a roll here. So do you want to come with me?
Oh, sure.
Headed back to Firetown.
Where? Okay.
Back to Firetown to see Nigel. I guess you didn't meet him.
Who's
See a man
Nigel?
about a job. He's how best to describe Nigel? A extremely attractive Vancian librarian who you maybe don't want to turn your back on.
Why?
Well, he might put a knife there.
Oh, that's not good. I don't
Well,
like to keep my knives in my back.
Sometimes people deserve it.
Okay, let's go.
All right. So we probably hop the train to the Hollows and then, get a cab in Firetown to go to Autumn Run Apartments. And there's no security on the door. Like, they just let anyone in off the street, apparently. And I would arrive outside the hallway and the painting and just, shove my head in the painting and yell at the distant farmer's cottage where Nigel lives. Hey, Nigel, in there.
I don't know if Nigel hears him, but I suppose if he does, he'll poke his head out of his door and shout, "It's polite to come up the driveway and knock."
Well, To be honest, I wasn't sure whether entering the painting constituted entering your home, so and I didn't know if you'd hear a knock on the frame.
I got a yard for a reason.
All right. So I step into the painting and like head up to the house.
I follow. Are there like birds or something to chase around in the yard?
There probably are. It's pastoral.
I'm occupied.
Oh, I see you brought company.
Yeah, someone I met at the party and ran into today while on business, and I figured no coincidences.
No, I guess not.
Hi,
Hi, how are you doing? I'm Nigel.
I'm Cheshire. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, pleasure. What are you doing here?
Well, you got my invoice.
I did. The question mark was a nice touch.
Yeah. Listen, a favor, then that's paid.
What would be that favor?
So, you remember that Vance who was murdered by the Thaw at the party?
You know, that slipped my mind. I've seen so many Vances murdered lately. But yeah, I remember.
Yeah, so I tell you that I was looking to join the Church of Midnight.
I think you might have mentioned it in passing, yeah.
Well, let's just say that I've got my recruitment objective.
Oh.
And they want me to get Eutheria to join the church, or at least to come to the church of her own volition.
So you came to one dead Vance to recruit another.
Well, I heard that the Conclave of Iov is happening in a few weeks, and I figure that's probably sufficient time for her to manifest at least as a basic ghost and probably make her way back, even if it's with the help of some colleagues.
It certainly is happening in a few weeks. And I'll say that Nigel is currently, his eyes kind of have this permanent shade of darkness around the outside, kind of the periphery of his eyes, and his skin is writhing with these small insect-like creatures. Because he's trying, and he seems pretty tired.
Are you dead too?
Yeah, I am.
I'm meeting a lot of dead people lately. Are you sure you're dead?
Oh yeah, I'm absolutely certain.
And you said that there was stuff like crawling under your skin?
Yes. Don't touch me. I didn't ask you to touch me.
You've got things moving in there.
Yeah, they're working.
What are they working on?
Knowledge.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, I haven't quite perfected it yet, but I'm working on it.
How'd you die?
I trusted someone who betrayed me before. They cut my head off.
Is that why you keep your knives in people's backs?
I look over to Zyman.
I
Yeah.
just shrug.
Yeah, it's commonly believed that I walk around betraying people, but it's actually quite the opposite. And I don't know why people keep saying this. Because I'm the one who got stabbed in the back twice.
And in the neck.
Yeah, I'm over it. It all worked out in the end. I got a lot of knowledge out of it, and I'm all about knowledge.
Where'd you get that arm?
The lady who killed me, she cut off my old arm. And then her friend gave me this arm. Or no, wait. Yeah.
Do you like your arm?
Yeah, I love it.
Do you feel more you with that arm?
Yeah, I do.
So you feel like it was a good change?
Yeah. Doesn't make what they did right, but it was a good change in the end.
I think changes would be nice.
You've been contemplating your own.
Well, you know, I can't quite smile as wide as I'd like.
Oh, all right. Well, I've seen all sorts of creatures, cats, and claws with wide grins.
Yeah, I think sometimes, you know, I just have more that I want to express than my face can do.
Well, get some of your coins together and go down to the changeries.
Is that what they do at the changeries?
Hey, that's what I've heard. I didn't get mine at the changeries, but that is what they do.
Yours is the equivalent of a back alley changery.
Sorry, have you mentioned who it was that cut off your arm?
No.
Okay, just checking.
So
So what do you think, Nigel?
I think that as long as Alice isn't involved, I'm all for it.
I did send her a message, given that she's the only ghost that I know, requesting some assistance. Now, I didn't ask her to accompany me. I just wanted to get together and talk.
you know
know.
Alice?
Yeah, she's the one who cut off my arm and cut off my head.
She did?
Yeah, she did.
That wasn't in her story.
It wasn't?
No, not the
What?
one I read.
What? Hey, I killed her. Was that part in her story?
No.
I don't know. Corey, was it? No,
Nope,
not in the one I
not.
read.
You are completely on point.
Okay, chime in if I'm wrong ever.
Nigel just looks up.
If it makes you feel better, I can put it in mine.
Oh, are you an author too?
Well, you know, I write things here and there.
What?
I
how's
found
it-
a book today.
Oh,
My name titled on it.
it's your name is the title.
Yeah.
But aren't you the author?
I am now. There was nothing in it.
So it's going to be Cheshire by Cheshire?
I guess so.
All right.
I think it's quite nice.
Nigel just shrugs.
Self-titled debut.
Bold maneuver, Cotton. Whatever. She shows up, but don't expect me to play nice. I'm done with her, but she's unstable, so what are you going to do?
That's fine. Like I said, I wanted information. I thought, it's the only ghost that I know.
Yeah, let's go. I'm going to get back to my research if I'm going to make Magister at the Conclave.
All right. So I guess we're doing the request to, can he get me into the Conclave? Or is that, a thing that's only open to Vances? Oh, you're...
I'm muted. Excuse me. I would say that, yeah, Nigel can get you into the Conclave. It seems like a large, long, and sort of wide enough purpose that other non-Vances might be able to go.
Yeah, it's a graduation ceremony.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
so the Vances want to show off.
Yeah, long, tedious, and boring.
Yeah, it's 3 weeks of Vances being Vances and showing off.
And bearing no actual relationship to the real world.
Yes, precisely.
Right. Wow, just like academia. Yeah. Great.
Yeah, I wish I had all my all my medallions and stuff from when I was.
Yeah, I should buy my regalia that I'm entitled to. So I have the robe, but I also have the funny hat, not the mortisboard.
Yes.
A funny poofy hat.
Yes, I left that. I left my. This is a Dumbledore costume, but I have medallions and stuff. But yeah, I wish I had my hat. It's in my car.
I have an award that's kind of looks like a hat, but also with an eagle on it.
Nice. In the book it says Magisters get a medallion. I'm like, damn it, where's my medallions?
Right.
All right.
All right. So does anyone have anything you would like to do before we do a quick time skip to the conclave?
I'm just what? Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I just said no, I'm good.
I'm just wondering if Anna would try and find Zeinlin before or during. I don't know what the intent was out of Zeinlin's message, but Anna would probably follow the intent of the message. So I was going to see what you're thinking, Dan.
Yeah, it was probably that I wanted to, like, I probably said, like, I gotta go to this conclave in, like, X number of weeks. Like, I'd like to get together and pick your brain,
Okay.
pick your mind.
I feel like Anna. To me, it's more interesting if they just show up to the conclave.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fine.
Yep.
I don't know if Anna would like Silence House. It's in, like, the crypt beneath a temple to a forgotten dead god. Because it's me, so of course.
Absolutely. 100%. All right. Well, if that is the case, then some undetermined quantity of weeks later, in the rest of Sadarine, it is in the middle of summer, but in Fartown, it is still fall, as it is. And advances from all across the actuality are just coming in more every day. And Fartown in general is kind of reflecting that a little bit.
So it's a combo of homecoming and grad week.
Yes, exactly that.
So it's terrible.
For everyone who is
obnoxious as hell.
Yes, and for a lot of people who are advances, yes.
Yeah.
Nigel.
For the majority of advances, this is like the only fun they have all year.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. Exactly.
Nigel secretly likes it.
He talks shit about it, but he actually likes it.
He does. He likes being a Vance. He's a librarian. He's a naughty librarian, but he's still a librarian.
All
Do we have a Sooth card?
We do. I was just about to say.
Yay!
So the great thing to keep in mind too is that Xylan is one of those apostates that did join an order initially and was literally excommunicated.
Which order would that be?
It was the Vancian order.
There it
That makes
is.
sense. That's exactly what I thought.
Stoic.
About how long ago was this?
It's probably been a while.
Okay.
But I've got an idea.
Okay.
Time is a lie.
I'm not going in
It
this
doesn't
myself.
matter. It was now, and it was in the future, and it was in the past.
That's right.
All right. So we have played the assassin.
On point.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it was going
Oh
great.
boy.
Going
Let's
great.
just continue with the Vances dying.
All right, this is the adept of mystery threats, there's and stone. So all those plus ones catching up to you, Dan.
Yeah, this is
Wait,
the
no.
adept, so I'm at a negative, right?
I think so. Let me quickly double check here,
Yay!
because this is something I absolutely have in my OneNote because I can never get it right. Adept,
Oh,
play
boy.
another card on the next sun. Never mind. Let me just quickly.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, let me just quickly take a look at this one thematically before I go on.
I'll always remember when the assassin card got drawn during the Undersling episode of As the Suns Burn. That was insane.
Big oof.
Yeah.
All right, so we will draw another one to play on the gray sun, and we have the rat.
Jesus Christ. Almost every card is thematically on point for Zeinlin. It's
Yeah,
either
right.
related to Stoics, or he is an assassin. God.
Yeah, right. Rat, obviously, for Stoics, meaning survival, resistance, shadows, concealment. This is the companion card, so that means... Oh god, does this mean what I think it is?
I think
Duplicate the
it
effect of the previous card. So, does that mean that I
We draw
play
another?
one?
You draw another card.
For
Yeah.
fuck's sake.
This has happened to me where I drew multiple adepts and companions in a row.
Yeah, alright, let me quickly take a look at this one.
I'm gonna fucking die again. It's real bad.
And then I but then
And
I had
you'd be
4 themes to work with.
disintegrated.
Just kidding.
Alright. We have the unwelcome child.
That's Cheshire.
Yep.
Alright, where is that one? There it is.
I've got it. It's an
Oh
apprentice.
god, the art! Oh god! Alright, this is the apprentice to notions, cats, clocks, and wind. Let me see what that one means real fast.
Is it
Apprentice
focused yet?
-1 to all actions for Ardents, I
Come
think.
on.
That's funny.
So,
So Cheshire.
chess, yeah, -1 for all your ventures until the next card pull.
Correct.
Let's
Oh
see.
gods. Just what we need.
Yeah, these are overwhelmingly negative. So we'll see how it goes.
Does the rat not help Stoics?
Oh, it does.
Okay.
But like
Yeah.
all of the
But that
thematic
was-
suggestions.
Yeah.
So right now, what's in effect then?
-1 to Ardents.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mechanically, that's what's going on. Also,
Great.
that was played on the Pale Sun. Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Wow.
So does that,
we're up
that
there in
means
the path.
what for pale magic then?
Oh, nothing. I'm just
Nothing.
letting us know where to keep track because we're going to get to the Testament pretty soon.
Oh
Yes.
boy.
Because thanks to the correction, apostates can't ignore just any card. They can only ignore the ones that are on the invisible sun, so held by the testament.
Oh.
Because those cards stay in effect until you get all the way back
Yeah.
around the path again.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
as we're approaching the conclave and like meeting up or whatever, Zeinlin has probably mostly the same outfit on, but as I'm standing in front of Nigel and Cheshire, I sort of pull out this little like mask that I activate, and I think this mask I don't wear, right?
No. You
I
can
just sort of-
wear it if you like, but
Yeah.
its properties are not.
Yeah, so I don't
Yeah.
have to slap it on my face.
You are
so,
borrow
yeah.
mine.
So I just show it to them so they know kind of what I'm doing, and I channel a little magical energy into it to activate this object of power and tuck it back into a pocket. And because of how you described the reverse effect when it was turned off, I can imagine that there's just this like bulge of skin at my neck that then slithers up over my face and like covers it like a hood. And then it morphs until I look older with a really nasty scar on my face, but like kind of suave and aristocratic, slicked back black hair. And Cheshire, I look like Apollyon. Just the
Oh.
face and head.
A whole eon of Paul's is back. You know, you could have worn mine.
I just thought this might help, Nigel, given that there's probably at least a few folks around who would recognize my face and not be happy with my presence there.
Oh, are you an apostate because you were excommunicated from the Vancian order?
Yeah. They didn't like all the spells that I was studying.
Nigel gives him a very like piercing, long look. All
Should
right,
I
then.
put my mask on?
You can if you want. This is Saturnine. This is Fartown.
Rather, at least they weren't too pleased with some of the deals that I made.
Yeah.
Cheshire puts her mask on because it's fun. So just imagine that I have it on.
Looks good, love.
Why, thanks.
Mm.
Are you just going in with your normal face?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a part of the order.
You
I
like your face?
I love my face. I'm very attractive.
It's
Okay.
true.
And the people I desire me, so.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah. I'm a hot blonde librarian. And I'm gonna walk in with my books and such.
Don't you need glasses to be a librarian? Does that mean I'm a librarian now?
I use magic to fix. Well, actually, no. I use magic to hinder my vision. Yeah, I usually wear glasses, but not today.
So what kind of party is this?
It's not, well, it's a party if you really like studying magic in the way that we do, and if you like order, and if you like things that are regimented in that manner.
That seems boring.
It's not for everyone, I'll admit, but I'm advanced at heart. I like knowledge. I like learning the way we do. It's secret, but we'll be showing our magic, but not the formulas per se to the public. But yeah, it's a chance for all the Vancians to get together, talk to one another, impress one another, show their admiration for one another, that kind of thing. And I am going to be submitting my spell to what's known as the telemetric court. And if it's approved, I will advance to the rank of Magister.
You're advancing.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Does that mean you'll be more powerful?
Nigel smiles. A great deal more, yeah.
That's a change.
Yeah.
You seem to like change.
I love it. Not all kinds.
It's not very regimented, this change.
Oh, a good scholar knows that your mind is always evolving. I don't love change for the sake of change, but I as a scholar who's constantly trying to push the boundaries of my magical knowledge, I have to value change. But, there are some changes I don't get on with.
Did you get on with being dead?
I did. I am dead.
Do you want to stay dead?
Mm-hmm. Nigel looks around. It's not entirely up to me.
If you don't decide, then who does?
My boss.
Have a boss?
I got lots of bosses, actually.
Is he another advancian? No, an advanced Vance.
No, he's not.
That's different, isn't it?
It is. But I got my head cut off, so I gotta do what I gotta do. I didn't want to, if I didn't want to go to the Pale and be under the Empress's sway, they got even more rules than the Vance do.
Yeah. Don't really like the sound of that.
No. So someone made me a deal. I took it.
Are you really dead if you're still you?
Yeah, I really am dead. I feel different. I'm not the same. Do you want to be dead or something?
I don't really. Well, you see, here's the thing. It's all a lie, isn't it? It's all. None of it's real. Life, death. It doesn't really have much meaning.
I think it's mercurial. I don't think that makes it not real.
If you say so.
I
know better.
I think you're gonna have a hell of a time here.
Speaking of having a hell of a time here,
Yeah.
how does Alice and Anna find the group?
I think that they. There's not like a map or anything, is there? There's not like a this is where
Campus map.
I mean, I imagine that there is, like, it's called the campus, so I imagine that there is like a map.
Okay.
Probably a few for people who haven't been in a while.
Yeah. I'm imagining that Anna's gonna try and basically find a map, see where it is, maybe get there a little bit early, find a seat, get ready, sit down, and just like keep an eye out for specifically, I think she would know who Cheshire is based off of like the big purple hair and all that stuff.
Sure.
Yeah, and so they're just gonna grab some like pamphlets, sit in their chairs, and just get ready and wait until they see anyone.
They say Alice is with you?
And Alice, I think.
Yep.
And Alice is with you. Okay.
All right. For the sake of expedience, Nigel, you are far from the only Vance here to present a spell to be evaluated. So you're basically given like a time slot. This is a 3-week-long event, and the Telmerit Court have quite a few responsibilities. You're basically given like a card with like a time on it for later in the day.
Right.
So you do have a little bit of time to just do whatever Vances do, I suppose.
Get into trouble.
This one
That's
does.
right.
I suppose then. So you looking for a ghost? That it? The one. What was her name?
Eutheria.
That's right.
Euthymia. Yeah.
Euphigenia. Right. So Euphenia. All right. Well, I mean, we can look for her now. If she's dead, she might still be around.
Yeah. I mean, she's only been dead a few weeks, so.
Yeah. I've been in a few months, but. All right. Interesting. I'll look for the ghost.
All right, sure. Is there any particular way you would like to look for this person?
With magic?
Sure. Any particular way with magic? Or just
no, actually. I have no idea. How does one look for someone? Well, I will be. Let me just say what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make this intellect based because that's the only thing I'm good at.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I mean, I imagine that first of all, you shared the order with this person, and she was pretty well liked. So this is not like some rando that you've never heard of before. She was in the Parasod. Generally, like. The types of people she would hang out with. So I would say that just by piecing that information together, you could use your intelligence to try and find the most likely places she would be.
Okay. Do I roll for it or no?
Yeah, I think so. It's probably not too terribly difficult. I would say it's probably around a level 5 challenge.
Okay. So I will. Does my connection to the Vancian Order apply?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. So that's 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have Expansive Endeavor.
Mm-hmm.
So I will spend 3 for my intellect pool.
All right.
Nice. Guarantee success.
I'm a fucking genius.
I love it. I'm so glad that someone else picked that secret up because I feel like such an asshole when I use it.
So good.
Yeah, so you are actually able to sort of slowly track her down to one of many libraries on the campus, but this one is sort of like set off as like these are specifically the knowledge and spells related to the parasod and magical rescue work, more or less.
Right, because she was part of the Parasods or whatever.
Yes.
Okay. I walk up to her, assuming I see her in plain sight. I've got my nice graduation robes on. I'm like, Euphemia. Is that her name?
Euphemia.
Yeah,
Phemia.
It's like, yeah, okay. Euphemia.
It's close.
Yeah.
All right. So you see that she's actually not a ghost. She is just one of the dead. She's inhabiting her previous body, still wearing brown suit, matching pants and vest, blue shirt, iridescent bow tie. And you notice that her hair is just ever so slightly kind of disturbed on like one end up here. And then as she turns to look at you, see this like large gaping wound like coming straight out of the side of her jaw, basically.
I give her the old top of the morning by taking off my head. Oi.
I'm sorry, do I know you?
Oh, you don't remember me. You walked up to the party that night and introduced yourself. I'm Nigel.
Mr. Van... the party was a lot. I hope you understand.
Yeah, you got murdered.
Yeah.
I'm going to lean in very closely. Why did the Thaw kill you?
Sending a message, I assume. I mean, they're not stupid. They know people come back all the time, so they hardly expected anything to be permanent. I just...
Sending a message to who and for what?
You know, that's a really long story.
You're dead and so am I, so we have all the time in the world.
Well, you're not wrong. And as we've met a new NPC, and I'm not sure how this will go yet, I will play another Sooth card. Okay. Back out of this one first. Empty Gallows.
Oh boy.
All right.
Oh, all right then.
Playing this on the red sun. Magic of the pale is enhanced. Magic of the green is hindered.
Of course it is. With a cat, nonetheless.
Yep.
Where is it?
With a clock in its mouth.
Gallows. So yeah, this is probably
Cats and clocks.
Yep.
It's definitely Ardent.
Excuse me. Ardent, you have a +1 to all your ventures. Ardent or freed for the no escapes.
Fun. We're actually getting things done. I don't like it.
Right? Yeah.
Time to go fuck off.
Let's go get drunk.
Yeah.
Terrible appointed hour comes and goes. Oh boy.
Is it? Don't I have an appointment?
You do.
You do.
have an appointed hour.
You do.
Yikes.
Tifania kind of like looks around.
Yeah.
You responded to an incident somewhere, and I noticed something weird and started looking a little further. You know, our work usually ends at responding. We don't usually investigate, but I kept looking, and I think that I didn't like that very much.
Where or what did you uncover?
Okay, so this is going to sound absurd, but you're going to have to follow for a bit. So somebody destroyed the Ash Gardens, and nobody knows about it. It's just gone. But if you go back to that section of the city, there are things there, not the same things. And nobody noticed. No one has mentioned it. It's as if it never happened. It's as if there never was an Ash Garden.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that term, Ash Garden.
Really? It's where they make orbs, glass. It's a terrible place. I understand they have children making the currency there. I'm not too familiar, I admit, with the rest of the process or anything else really about it. I know everybody says that the Deathless Triumvirate are, responsible for the currency, so I assume they're involved in somehow, but...
Well, if it got blown up and then... Oh, no, okay. If it got blown up and then it's back, maybe it's not back and they don't want anybody finding that out.
I mean, that's possible. And, if anything was going to go away, I think people would miss glass orbs the least, but nothing. Nobody even nobody knows anything.
I wouldn't say that.
Well, sure, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but you get the point.
Someone out there knows something.
Yeah. And I couldn't find them before the thought found me, evidently.
You try to do the right thing, and sometimes that's all you can do. Regardless of the consequences, regardless if it means nothing at all. Regardless if the people betray you or if the odds are so stacked against you, it means nothing. You made the choice to do the right thing. And that's all any of us can do.
For all the good it did anybody, now I don't even have my spell to book. I can't even fucking...
Doesn't matter what good it did. You chose. And when you chose in that moment, you did the right thing. Anyway, well, I wish I could help you, but unfortunately don't know nothing about it. I would like to introduce you to my associate, Zeinlin. Zeinlin.
Bell.
Yes, Mr.
Bell.
She was halfway in the middle of saying Zeinlin.
I step forward, extend my hand to shake.
Yeah, she shakes.
Ephemeria, you don't know me, although I was there when you were made a point of.
Yeah? Can I help you?
I've come with an offer of assistance. You see, I am associated. Careful not to actually deceive her here. So I don't say that I'm a member. I'm just gonna say associated with an organization that doesn't care for people to be forgotten. We like to help people like yourself. Like you said, no one seems to know anything, and if the Thaw are going to send a message beyond merely murdering you as a warning, perhaps they would make it so that people don't know anything about you either.
Who are these people?
Well, we are an organization that likes to help the downtrodden, the depressed, the needy, and those with a bit of a darker inclination.
Are you with the Church of Midnight?
I am. And if you come in for an appointment and a conversation only, a perfectly respectable conversation, we'd like to see how we can help you in this unfortunate situation. Perhaps you would like to not merely be one of the dead, but be restored back to life. Perhaps you would like some assistance in restoring your power. Many things are possible.
Look, Mr. Bell, with all due respect, you sound like a used car salesman. Look, I appreciate the offer, but unless the Church of Midnight is going to get me my spell book back, or let me face the other members of the Parasod, or something like that, I have no interest.
Well, I think we're in the business of making things like that happen. We would like to see you restored to your proper place in Saturnine society.
Look, I don't really
To
have an
make
interest.
sure that you don't go forgotten. Your work with the Parasod is incredibly important. And what I just heard you discussing with my friend Nigel here regarding the Ash Gardens certainly seems to be something of far too great of an import for Saturnine to just be swept under the rug. This is something everyone should be aware of.
Look, I have no interest in Saturnine society or being remembered as an individual. If I could be forgotten and everyone could find out what happened at the Ash Gardens, I would accept that. I have no interest in being somebody.
Well, then perhaps those are the forgotten that we want to make sure are remembered. After all, like you said, the Ash Gardens was full of children, orphans, if I'm correct, right?
Something like that.
The downtrodden, the marginalized of society, people whose names already weren't known, to just be wiped out as if they never existed, that seems cruel to me. And those responsible would have to pay for their crimes. You've already sacrificed to try and set this right. It would be a shame for the Thaw's intimidation tactics to finish their work.
I'm going to chime in and say the Thaw, I don't know anything about the rest of it, but the Thaw burned your spell book, and you gotta stick it to him for that. No one, not even the Thaw, gets to destroy our work as Vances. Our spells,
Knowledge is a precious thing.
and our spells are the most precious form of knowledge there is.
Fine. Fine. I'll go. I'll go.
Excellent.
I would like to. There's apparently like text messages in this actuality, right? Although they take 3 days.
They take 3 days.
Something like that, yeah.
I am
Or
gonna
longer. I think it's a minimum of 3 days, but potentially longer.
well, all the same. I'm going to text Lucky and say, I've got information for you regarding, I'm going to put a kid emoji, a pile of dirt emoji, and a grass emoji.
Oh my god.
.. Meet me at Church of Midnight. Insert date here.
Sure.
Date and time. Yeah.
All right. So this seems like a great stopping point for a quick break.
Yeah.
We'll be back in
Yeah.
probably like 5-10 minutes, something like that. And yeah.
All right. We'll be right back, folks. All right. And we are back from break, folks. Thanks for sticking around. And Alex, take it away.
All right. So, Diamond, it does appear that you've completed your mission. Alice/Anna, have you met up with the group yet?
I think her intent is to like wait until they walk in. I don't.
Walk into where? Because they've been at the conclave in general for a while.
Is it just like a big room, or?
So the Vantian campus is like a campus. There's a bunch of different buildings, and the conclave is not at any one spot. The conclave is the event, which takes place over 3 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think after a while, the two of them will start to go looking, potentially. And probably really noticeable is Alice's big, huge blonde hair that cannot be mistaken.
Yeah, and since there are no coincidences in the actuality, I will say you pretty much find them straight away as soon as you get looking.
I was going to say, as soon as Cheshire notices, Cheshire will definitely wander over and. Are you Anna? Anna? You prefer Anna or Anna? Or Aina?
Anna. You're Cheshire.
Yeah, that's me.
It's a pleasure to meet you. I've actually been looking for you. This is my wife Alice here with me. Alice will just sort of like give a wave. I had heard from Zeinlin through some means that he was going to be here. I'm actually a little bit surprised to see you here.
Yes, Zeinlin's here. Well, and real quick, does this Alice look like the Alice I met?
Yep, the exact same.
Ghost and everything?
No, not ghost.
Not a ghost. Okay.
Nope. Very much alive.
You back alive? Is she back alive now?
Back alive?
Yeah. She was dead, wasn't she?
No. I don't believe so.
Did she decide she wasn't dead?
She was definitely dead.
I mean, unless she decided she wasn't dead.
I'm not sure I follow. Am I supposed to?
Only if you want.
I don't think I want to.
I mean, that's fair. I don't always want to follow either.
This is concerning to me.
That you can decide if you want to be dead or not.
Well, I'm just not. Yes, that too. That too, yes. Have you, you've met Alice recently, or?
Well, yeah.
Right.
Met her at a party in a gallery and such, and then we hung out for a bit. She came back to my house, and I got to read a story with you in it. That's how I knew it was you. There's a lovely description of you in it.
The story. Okay.
I gave her some water in a bowl. She wanted it warm.
Well, that sounds like Alice. There was a story. Can you tell me a little bit more about this story? I'm trying to piece some things together here.
Well, what do you want to piece together? Maybe I can help.
What was this? What were the contents of this story? I'm confused how you know me.
From a book.
A book. Okay.
A story, yep.
Right. Is this like a Vislae book or something?
Yeah, I guess it is.
Okay. Interesting.
right?
Yeah.
Is there's a okay?
Well, Alice wrote it, so
Just making sure that I'm not missing some sort of like vernacular.
yep. Anna will say, I'm trying to put these things together. Do you mind if I join you for a little bit? And possibly, is Zinlin within visible distance?
I think we both are.
But Zinlin doesn't look like Zinlin. Zinlin looks like
But
an eon of balls.
Yeah, but
That's
yeah,
right.
we were walking together. I think so.
Oh, okay.
okay. Well, since Anna mentioned it, I would step forward, hand out, and be like, "I'm Zinlin."
We got
I sent my message to Alice.
Alice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I meant dead Alice.
Well, she just
Saturn.
decided she's not dead anymore.
Yeah, I think I maybe hit the wrong on the Newosphere message or something.
Why, you think there's more than one Alice?
Well, you're not from Saturn, are you?
Does your Alice have vowels in her name?
I believe so.
That's
Alice,
the wrong Alice.
I think this is.
Our
I think
Alice
you're
has.
right.
The other Alice had no vowels,
That's right.
just ALC. And I said, but isn't A a vowel? And they said, no, it's not. So that means it's not a vowel. Not a
Right.
vowel for that name.
Okay. This is background Alice.
The hell does
Right.
that mean?
Background Alice.
She's not my Alice.
Yeah. Not the Alice we know, Nigel.
Really? Because she looks like her.
Yeah.
She's married to Alice's wife, right?
Yes, we are married.
And Nigel's takes
Married to more than one Alice.
Sorry, what was that?
I'm just taking a step forward.
Are you married to more than one Alice?
Well, you know about modalities, right?
About what?
Oh,
We all have another version of ourselves on the other suns.
right.
Usually gets weird if we meet each other, so
It sure does.
I'm
Are
just
we
trying.
sure that's true?
Well, I'm not sure what
talking
true
to one
is.
right now. So
Can there really be more than one of you?
Yeah.
in your case, Cheshire, I kind of hope not.
But if there are, why don't we know each other?
Suppose you do, in a manner of speaking.
Can I interrupt this wonderful conversation, interrupt you, Clark, which I meant to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we've definitely met some interesting characters. So let's pull on. Imprisoning Ice, played on the Gold Sun. Red magic is enhanced. Blue magic is hindered. Notions, cats, clocks, and wind have a +1 on your ventures. Meanings,
God.
prison, danger, conflict.
Red magic is enhanced. That's good. Nice.
Okay.
So that's 2 steps for me.
And quick
Focus.
question. How much does background Alice remember about regular Alice? Like, how many memories does background Alice have? None?
I don't think they share any.
No, they're separate people.
This one has spent their entire life in the blue for the most part.
Okay.
Okay, but here's the thing. If you've lived a completely separate life from the other you, and you've had different experiences and become a different person because of those experiences, then you really can't be the same person, can you?
Well, that's why I'm trying to find my Alice.
Right, Right, well, this is just another person named Alice.
No, this is still Alice.
But is she, though?
Alice, could you show something a little bit? And Alice will pull out of her hair a vorpal sword and sort of stick it into the ground. And Anna will say, there's only one vorpal sword.
It went snicker-snack.
And cut off my head.
Are you the Jabberwocky?
I am in this particular story.
You should beware the Jabberwocky.
Yes, I
He'll
should.
keep his knives in your back.
It cut off your head.
You sure did.
And your Alice is dead.
I don't.
She's a ghost here in Saturnine right now.
I'm not sure what to think of that.
I mean, it's a ghost.
It's my Alice. If my Alice is a ghost, I want to know why.
I disintegrated her.
She was disintegrated. That's interesting, isn't it?
I think Anna's going to take a step behind background Alice a little bit, or just like get a little bit of cover. Could you please explain to me why that was the case? If this happened.
She cut off my arm, right? And then we stumbled upon each other in the red. And that is to say, there are no coincidences. So we found each other again. Our paths crossed again in the red, where I was researching the secrets of unmaking with the sodality of Rin. I offered her the choice that I was going to give to myself, which is to unmake. She accepted. So I unmade her by giving her a coin, powerful coin, which is no longer in my... Yes, a lysis. It's no longer in my possession. I don't know where it is. Could be in
I think I found it.
And then Nigel just like gestures, not even surprised. Right. So now she has it, of course. Nigel just looks
And
around.
then I lost it, and I think I found it again.
Alice,
Funny how that works.
Alice, did you bring something with you that looks familiar? And Alice is going to pull out a Lysis coin.
Oh, hey!
Oh, look, everyone's got a fucking coin.
Look at me. I don't have any money for this party.
She was upset that she agreed to be unmade, apparently, and then she cut off my head, going back on the second deal I've ever made with her. Because she is, of course, a total psychopath. Incapable of telling a single truth.
Anna's going to take a very deep breath, just take a second and say, I'm truly sorry for what happened between the two of you. I honestly am. I don't know the circumstances of what happened, but it sounds like the two of you have not got along all that great.
No, quite the opposite. I got along fine with her. She betrayed me. You're mixing things up here twice.
Well,
Are you sure she was telling lies? Because sometimes what one person thinks is a lie, the other person believes is a truth.
Conversation went like this. Hey, I'll cut off your arm and make you a new one. And then she cut off my arm and then didn't make me a new one. And right after she did it, she mocked me. What does that sound like to you?
Fickle.
Yeah. Also known as a lie. And she left me in the pouring rain in a dirty gutter.
Like I said, I'm truly sorry for what happened between the two of you.
Save it. I don't care anymore. I'm all over it.
Well, if you're over it, I am interested in getting a hold of this Alice. And I believe that some of you might know how that could be done, or where she might be, or where I might find her.
Last time I saw her, she was dancing with a woman at a party.
Oh,
She was at my house.
she was at your house?
She was. I don't know if she's there now,
Right.
but she was there.
Do you know if Alice plans to return to your house at all?
I don't know.
Do I know? Do I know where Alice is, actually? Would she still be in my house?
I don't know. Would she?
I'm asking Corey now, yeah.
Yeah, I think Alice probably left after their conversation. Unless you specifically wanted to house Alice.
I don't care. I mean, it's up to you, really. I'm open to whatever.
I think Alice probably would have pieced out and headed back to the sewers because that's her home. Oh, okay. Anna will say, if you're interested, I'd like to come to your home just in the possibility that Alice, the Alice, would be returning.
The Alice. So this one's second. Not
This
as important.
This Alice is in the background right now of what's going on.
I just look at background Alice. I go, damn.
As you do that, I assume you've basically just been walking around the halls of the campus while you're having this discussion. And from behind you, out of just a random classroom, you hear a door open, and this raggedy-looking blonde-haired man in a leather jacket and a t-shirt with a bunch of holes in it pops his head out of the classroom. Alice! Psst, Alice! Come here, I need your help. And you would all pretty much recognize this as Lucky.
Oh.
The fuck is going on?
Except I don't know Lucky, so.
Yeah, neither does Einlin.
Anna will grab Alice's hand and say, I think this person knows Alice. We're just going to go chat. And they'll head over to Lucky.
Are you not sharing friends?
Oh, you're welcome to as well.
Shall we go?
I just look at Nigel. What do you want to do here, Nigel?
I want to advance to being a magister, and I'm sure at this point I am regretting inviting any of you. And I think
for a favor, I'll consider my help yours if you need anything.
I need something from Lucky, so let's go.
Yay, your new friend!
I'll go in the classroom or whatever.
All right, sure.
Hi!
Diamond, did you go in as well? I just didn't quite catch that.
Yeah.
All right. So as whoever the last one of you is enters the classroom, the illusion of Lucky quickly drops, and you find yourself in a room, and there's only one desk in the room, and there is light shining down on it from no obvious source. And on the table are two golden wristbands. One says Alice and one says Lucky.
Oh, those are shiny.
Do any of you know what these are?
Wedding bands.
They look pretty.
They start shaking.
Dan has suspicions.
So these bands, they start shaking, and from a voice that is coming from all around the room, you just hear, "You made me, Alice."
Yep. I knew it. Fucking knew it.
Oh God.
Alice, did you make these? They're very pretty.
Alice will say, I did not make these.
We were going to be friends. As this is mentioned, you notice that everything in the room is just kind of slowly compressing. The walls are coming towards each other. The ceiling is approaching the floor.
Okay, so
Cozy in here.
I was gonna say shit's about to hit the fan. Nigel's reaching for something.
So
let me quickly play Sooth card on the Invisible Sun.
Yeah.
And this was that wicked worm creature that you described with like some kind of crazy face, right? That was these are the friendship bracelets.
Kind
Okay.
of weird centipede things.
The centipede.
Yeah.
All right.
That went mad.
Why do I have to fight this?
And swore it would
Why
kill
isn't
Alice.
Alice here to like deal with the ramifications
of her own actions? Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know, but no one ever makes Alice deal with her own consequences.
That's funny.
That's why she has. That's why she has 5 character arcs and no resolution.
All right.
What is it? What is it?
Stay in there, you little bastard. Trying to get it to stay on the hand. There we go. We have drawn the Dangerous Elixir. Value 1. Notions, cats, clocks, and wind. So Ardents all get a +1 to their adventures. This card offers power, but at a risk.
So I'm sorry, the Sooth cards, only the most recent one is in effect right now?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. Unless it gets weird. Got it.
When you get all the way through, the next card gets played on the Testament.
Mm-hmm.
And that stays in effect, and then you
until you get to the Testament again.
Cool. Got it. Interesting.
Yep. So
and this one was played on which sun?
This is played on the Invisible Sun or the Testament.
Oh so God.
So this one will stay in effect.
This one will stick around for a bit.
Thank you, Miwa, for the bits. Speaking of bit.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. So as the room is shrinking and these 2 friendship bracelets, which you notice are just the bracelets themselves. There is no hideous worm creature.
Then. Oh, and even if it's going to try to kill Alice, I don't care.
Yeah, the room is still shrinking.
Yeah, that's a problem.
So I use so I cast a spell. I unleash one of my incantations.
Sure.
Giving birth to tyrants and thieves. It's a level 3 incantation.
All right.
You briefly create a door where there wasn't one before. Any surface you touch that is no thicker than 6 inches, a wall, a floor, a ceiling, now has a simple door providing a passage.
All right. Where do you create this door?
Right where, because I basically had just come in the door, and I'm not even waiting to see if I can open that door, because, fuck that noise. So I basically create a new door over the existing door, assuming that it's the thinnest point and whatever else.
Yeah, I would say you're able to do that, and the room is shrinking slowly. So yeah, you're able to just walk right on out.
I just opened the door. It's so this is going to be a check each round for depletion.
Okay, sure.
So yeah. So every couple of seconds it might close. But I basically open the door and step out into the hallway and just say, this background Alice, seems like a you problem.
Oh shit, I'm not muted. But yes!
All right, so what does everyone do in light of the fact that a door has been opened and the room is shrinking?
I keep the door open and just stand there.
Well, I think. How quickly can I get out the door?
You're not in very far. Like the thing waited for like all of you to get in, but like as soon as the last one of you was in, like it immediately dropped the illusion of Lucky. So you're probably not that far in. The furthest people in would be Alice and Anna because they went in first.
How long does that door last?
I have to check each round. So if we go into action mode right now to resolve everybody's turns.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, that's basically what we've done. I'm asking everyone, what would you like to do in the face of this situation?
Gotcha. I'm super sorry to be a dick, Corey, but I'm going to nope out of there.
I agree.
I cast
Imagine how surprised I am.
Hey, you've never done anything right by me, and I've done things right by you twice. I will cast Perilous Leap of the Desperate.
God.
Out of there.
Love it. All right, yeah. So you just like yeet straight on out of there. Don't you have to roll a dodge to not?
Yeah, movement. I think to make sure I don't break my ankle.
Yeah, right.
You're doing the like 1930s Superman jump, like leap tall buildings.
I think it's movement. Movement. I'll spend
that makes sense. It's fine.
I'll spend a Bene for my movement pool. It's now
I think it's only
2.
a level 3 challenge.
It is. I got my card right in front. Oh, but it's magic, so I have to roll 2 dice.
Okay.
I'm good. 8.
Okay, sure.
And a 0, but on the physical dice.
Okay. Yeah, then you're good. You just kind of like.
Woo.
All right, Chess.
Do I have to do anything magical in order to just step out of the room?
No,
I just did mine for style points.
Yeah, like you could just run for it. Like there's nothing stopping you from just running.
I'm just going to step out of the room.
Sure.
I'm wondering if I should make myself invisible.
And Alice and Anna, what are you up to?
Are the 2 bracelets still there?
Yeah, they're shaking in the middle of the room, and the walls are closing in.
Okay. They're gonna Anna and Alice are gonna run over, and Anna's gonna say, "Alice, can you put one of these in your hair, please?" And Alice will grab the Alice one and put it into her hair.
Okay. Just that one?
Yeah, they can only hold one thing in their hair.
Okay, sure. So the voice is gone, and yeah, actually, I suppose the room does stop shrinking now, because isn't the hair like an extra dimensional space?
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say that, yeah, the room does stop shrinking, and quickly snaps back to its original state.
Ooh. Anna will pick up the lucky one and sort of just put it into a bag.
So one thing that Anna and Alice do note is that this is like a sort of an upstairs classroom, so there's like a large window. This giant worm creature with a face that is sort of like a melted together face of Alice and Lucky just kind of slithers up the wall and out of your frame of view.
Anna's going to look back to the group and say, "Do any of you know what that is?"
Not a fucking clue.
No.
No, should we name it?
Maybe for convenience sake.
I'm betting Alice knows.
Not this Alice.
No. Not second rate, no one cares about you, Alice. Not the Alice. Not an Alice, the Alice. My God, imagine living in a whole nother world and people don't refer to you as the Alice.
Living your whole life through the looking glass.
Yeah.
In the background of someone else's story.
Damn.
That's right.
Brutal. Anyway, I gotta go snicker snack my way to graduation.
Are there snacks? I say, Cheshire says as she is inexplicably snacking on popcorn.
No, there's
It
no
seems
snacks.
to just be conjured out of thin air.
I
She
say
just
there.
believes it's there.
Right. I say there aren't no snacks, just a lot of scowling and whispered contemplation and contention.
All right. As the lack of coincidences in the actuality would have it, it is rapidly approaching your time slot to present before the Telmeric Court, Nigel.
Good.
All right. As you make your way there, I'll play a Sooth card again on Silver Sun to take a look at how things will go. Oh, geez. We've drawn the Endless Maze. Blue magic is enhanced. Red magic is hindered. And I'll
Wow.
go back to the list to... So this one is Secrets, Ravens, Books, and Flames. So whoever that is, you have +1 on all your ventures. Ardents, you keep +1 on all your ventures as well because your card is on the Testament. Okay, that's good. Yeah, so you make your way out, and the Telmeric Court are currently holed up in this sort of like large, like sort of circular lecture hall. And they have a desk sort of in the middle of like the pit at the bottom of the lecture hall. There are sort of like there are just a bunch of like people just like watching, I suppose, because pretty much everyone who wants to advance to 3rd degree and everyone else who just wants to present a spell before the Telmeric Court, they're all there or waiting or, taking a breather after having presented. So there's like sort of a decent amount of activity in this room, plenty of, just random people watching. You see the Telmeric Court themselves seem to be on just a little bit of a break. They're all sort of standing around. A few of them stick out. You see one with this sort of big, basically bronze sphere for a head. Is standing, wearing like this black suit with a bow tie. The individual is standing there drinking absinthe. This individual has no mouth, but they are definitely drinking. The drink is not spilling anywhere.
Yeah, that checks
Makes
out.
sense. Mhm.
Yeah. There's a very large man in a gray suit with a bowler hat standing by the center of the podium, or the center of the desk, rather. You would be reasonable for you to assume that this person is the Grand Magus, or Magus, I'm not sure how that is pronounced. And the only other person there who seems worth noting is a woman in this sort of like midnight blue dress. Every once in a while you see like a shooting star go by. Somewhere in between uncommonly and unnaturally tall, and with this sort of like Luna moth for a face. And she's like idly chatting with like a little like floating like mote of light, which then flies off.
Right. Okay. I just stand there quietly waiting to be called.
Do you do anything to prepare at all?
Yeah. I will use Stare of the Abyss, adding 3 enhancements to my intellect pool.
Sure thing.
And I will let it fly out of my body.
Got you. All right. So probably about 15 minutes pass.
And I'll use a 10-minute rest to refresh my intellect pool.
Sure.
Yep.
Let's see. Let me open up my OneNote file so I don't get these names wrong. All right. So eventually, some sort of like officiate, not a member of the Telmeric Court, calls Nigel Vandenberg.
I step forward and say, I am present. Yeah. I will say Villator Nigel Vandenberg present.
The court doesn't really respond to that, but the sort of officiant's like, sorry, Villator, stuff like that. So they basically bring you into the center of this circle. And the Grand Magus introduces himself as Alistair Daroga and basically asks you to perform your spell.
Before I do, since this is like submitting something, I will say, honored members of the Telmerit Court, I am presenting to you today Nigel's thoughtful, knowledgeable worms. I have had quite an interesting few months in developing this spell, and it left me to think about the power that sacrifice brings. As you all know, there are spells that allow lances to enhance their bodies, minds, and spirits alike, but they all do so just through raw power. So I invented a technique which allows me to get even more from my spell at only a minor sacrifice. And I will submit and /cast Nigel's knowledgeable worms.
All right, so what does that look like?
So the little writhing worms that were writhing underneath my skin kind of appear. I don't want to say they poke out because that could be a content issue. But they are now writhing on my body.
Sure thing. And so they all...
And they are whispering me the things that they know. They're like the worms relate to the dead. They feast on the dead, and these worms feast on the knowledge of the dead. And they've come back home to share with me everything they've learned.
Okay, they sort of like nod, and then one of them indicates this lady with the large brass sphere for her head, Fascination. And this Vislae, named Fascination, sort of leans in, and I don't know how to properly represent this, but I will basically say that Fascination proceeds to quiz you and test the limits of the knowledge that you have given yourself with this spell. So it will be an intellect challenge.
Yeah, well, I just gained 4 Bene to my intellect pool.
All right.
At the cost of now I have 2 Vex to interaction, so I'm not the most charming person in the world right now.
All right.
I will use the enhancement I have from my Stare in the Abyss, and I will spend 3 with Expansive Endeavor. I have Codified Magical Knowledge, so I believe that adds 4 total to my venture.
Okay, sure.
And I would like to spend some hidden knowledge.
All right, sure. You can spend 1 at a time, correct?
Yeah, yep. So I have 5 to this, and I am rolling with 2 dice.
All right. So here's what we'll do, because the Telmerit Court does not know the limits of this spell. Fascination is starting off small with like sort of basic trivialities and like random things that one might pick up but not remember, going all the way up to like advanced magical theory. So with the same venture, can you roll, I'll say 3 times.
Okay.
It would be an increasing challenge as you go along.
Okay. I cannot actually read that one. Oh, it's 4. So 4 with 5 to my venture.
Okay.
So 9 total, yeah. And then second roll, 9 plus my venture.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, I'm just giving you the dice amounts.
Mm.
And then the third one is 6 on the die.
All right. So you get past the first few rounds of questioning pretty easily. And by the end, Fascination is asking questions that you would assume that only someone like a rank 5 or rank 6 Vance could possibly answer. And at some points is just asking you like either questions with secret answers or questions with no answer or impossible answers. Clearly just trying to really push the limits of what this spell can do. And seems to hit home with some of those. So you are stumped a couple of times, but overall, you have a very impressive display of knowledge by using this spell.
All right. And I will say to the Telemeric Court, I'll be like, the great thing is, I could just keep casting it. And I guess I'll cast it again.
How much does this cost?
4.
4, okay, sure.
Yeah. Now I have 4 Vex to my interaction pool. So now
Oh
there's
boy.
even more worms riding the dead.
Yeah.
And I'll say, the dead hold many secrets.
As we know. They're all kind of trying to avoid looking at you for the moment.
Not everyone is unsettled by this appearance of mine.
Why not?
Say.
Fascination is the first to speak up and provides a pretty emphatic yes for approving the spell. Basically, you need to get you need to get a majority of the court, 4 out of the 6,
Okay.
to agree to the spell. And so Fascination pipes up and says that they find the spell to be acceptable. After that, the woman with the Luna Moth face, who you note has been introduced as one Moragana Mara, speaks up. Oh, hold on, I lost my note. I'm sorry.
You got this, Alex.
Yeah, right.
Perfection.
You're doing great.
Morgana.
Son of a bitch.
I love it so much. This makes me so happy. You have no idea.
Mr. Vandenberg, are you aware of the Vancian Stare of the Abyss?
I am. I use it regularly.
Mr. Vandenberg, are you aware of the Vancian spell Abra's Physique?
I have heard of such a thing, which is what I based my interpretation on.
Exactly my point. I find your spell to be derivative and adding little value to our canon of spells.
Oh, is that a fact?
As far as I find, yes, it is. And her sort of little Luna Moth flaps angrily.
Reviewer 3.
Works for me in my in my endeavors.
Mm.
And there isn't another spell like it in our order.
That's exactly the problem. That no other spell replicates precisely what you do, but the idea is not new.
Then by all means, enhance your intellect. Add to your reservoir of power. No? Thought so. And I will actually no.
I'll let you go first.
No, I'm good.
You're good?
Yep.
Okay. So Lady Mara basically proceeds to tell Fascination to repeat some of the questions and provides pretty capable answers to really just the last like 4 or 5 questions, which seem to trip you up.
Mm-hmm.
I find myself intelligent enough and not lacking. This is an examination of you, not of me. The other members of the Telmeric court basically bicker. You find that Lady Maura is, like, her sentiment is agreed with, but everyone kind of like rolls their eyes like, oh, of course she would say that. And basically, wait.
Sorry, thanks for the raid, Technosculpt.
Woo, thank you. Yeah, so it's pretty much I'm sorry, I just had a mind blank.
Okay.
Yeah, so Lady Mara votes no. Fascination votes yes. And I will say that the other two of the others on the court vote yes. So you have 3, and you need a majority. And the most outspokenly undecided court member is the Grand Magus Alistair DeRoga, and he's just he's been quiet for the most part, sort of just kind of like observing and watching and not really saying a whole lot, listening to the arguments, but not really participating much, preferring to look at the spell itself.
I've done what I've done.
Does this spell require one to be dead to cast it?
No, it doesn't. In fact, I did not harness the magic of the pale in using this spell.
What's on them?
It's the pursuit of knowledge and truth. Indigo.
I think I can speak for most of the people on this court when I say we have all sacrificed a great deal to become the people we are today. And if nothing else, but for the nostalgia and apparent usefulness of this spell, I would approve in adding it to our canon. And so by that point, having a 4 out of 6 on the court agreeing, your spell is collected. What sort of do you have it written on a document or anything?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So you would present that and they sort of like look it over. They talk about like standardizing it. I imagine there's like a sort of very specific way that Vances record and disseminate their spells. But yeah, they look it over and they start, worrying about like, canonizing it and stuff like that. But you basically are accepted. And the Grand Magus comes down from the sort of raised desk and hands you a medallion.
Anna and Alice are going to stand up and clap.
The Grand Magus and the members of the Telomeric Court will be pleased to know I've already taken an apprentice. Promising young Vance.
This has been noted. Thank you for your work today, Magister.
And then that's it. I will turn around and leave.
All right. You head out.
Yep.
Some other poor unlucky soul heads up there to present their spell, whatever it might be. And outside, you see a bunch of people sort of like frantically like practicing their spells and like tweaking them at the final moments. College student stuff.
Yeah, I'm just gonna scoff and be like, amateurs.
Are you still covered in worms?
Yep.
Nice. All right. Is there anything else you would like to do at the Town Merit Court or in general errands over the next few days?
Should we celebrate?
What the fuck are you nodding for, Anna?
You should calm down a little bit and chill out. And I agree. I think we should go celebrate.
Do I look calm to you? As I'm like covered in worms.
You know, Alice and I have gone on some pretty crazy adventures. We've seen a few weird things.
Where should we go celebrate?
I'm not actually familiar with this far town. Cheshire, do you have any ideas? Signlin?
I just sort of wander around. There are places I've been. I don't know if I could get back there on purpose.
At the mention... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I was going to say, at the mention of wandering around and not being able to get back in, on purpose, and the fact that you are looking for a place to celebrate, you hear this creak of a door just appear in the stonework beside you.
Yes. Oh, look! Should we go
Found
in
it
here?
Is it zeros? Yeah. I was going to say, do y'all want to go to zeros?
Should we go here?
There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Let's go.
Okay, before we go in, I would like to spin joy from freedom with speech from wind, so that anything I say brings people joy.
Okay. Sure. I'm gonna say that I'll say just spend 2 sorcery for that.
Yeah. There's a similar advanced spell.
I'd like it to last longer than just 1 round, which is my default duration. So
how long would you want it to go, like until the sunset?
Yeah, as long as like while we're celebrating, that's how long I would like it to last.
Okay, then I'll say bump it up to 4.
Cool.
Yeah. I will say, Nigel, despite your current outward attitude, you probably would receive a joy, I'd imagine, for advancing.
There's nothing wrong with my attitude.
Not anymore, there isn't, as I say.
My words will bring joy.
I'll take a joy for the advancement.
When I
will spend 3 crux.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Sorry, I'm spending 3 crux to advance.
Sure.
Yeah, so when I step into zeros, I like reach into a pocket and sort of like turn off the mask.
Sure.
So then this scarred, severe face actually sloughs off and like peels off of my face and falls onto the floor. And I sort of just kick it into a corner.
All right, so I will ask the 4 of you. Zeros never quite looks the same each time you go. What does the bar look like tonight?
Very quick question. What color would that spell have been?
God, part of me wants to say...
Affecting emotions? Probably blue.
Blue, yeah.
So blue's enhanced right now.
Yes, it is, yeah.
So it would be 3 sorcery, yes?
Yes, 3, yeah.
Okay. And then I'm guessing we're drawing a new Sooth card as we walk into zeros.
Yes, that is a great idea.
Perfect. All right.
We've drawn the Raven, the companion card. All right, the companion for Secrets, Ravens, Books, and Flame. Those are Gallant? ? Not sure.
Yeah, Gallant.
Look at that.
Okay. So that was played on The green sun, and let me quickly check my notes here to see what a companion card does.
Doesn't it? Is that the one that duplicates?
No, those are adepts.
Oh, that's right.
Oh no, you're right. It does duplicate the previous.
Yeah, there we go.
So yeah, blue is still enhanced.
Okay. The endless maze is still in effect.
Yes, yeah.
Well, since we entered it from the Vancian campus, it should look like a Vancian college bar.
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
That was going to be the rest of my suggestion.
It's just filled with other Vances, like half of whom are partying and the other half are drinking their sorrows away.
Yeah, that's right. It's, wooden tables. It's a little dingy.
Oh, yeah.
There's, wingback chairs in there's way too many corners. Because everyone likes the corner, so this bar has all corners.
Every booth is a corner booth.
There's actually a bar like that in Chicago where everything is. It's called the Violet Hour. It's very It's very trendy. Yeah, it's not all corners, but it feels that way.
Yeah.
Before they go in, Anna and Alice want to be the last ones to go in.
Sure.
And Anna's just going to approach Alice and say, Alice, can you pull out that token that you had earlier? And Alice is going to pull out a token of beautiful inception and use it on herself. So you touch this token to a living creature. In 1 year, that token will become an exact duplicate of that creature, identical to the moment when you touched it. And Anna's going to grab it and put it into her bag.
Oh God, cloned Alice. Cloned background Alice.
Holy shit.
I mean, an army of them would be pretty strong, don't you think?
Oh God. Oh God, that's terrible to contemplate.
Yikes.
And they'll walk in.
Army of cloned Alice's and that worm thing to fight them all.
I think I'd be surprisingly effective. Especially now.
So, you're more powerful now.
Oh yeah, a great deal more.
Just real quick, you said that there were people that were drinking their sorrows away?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
If I notice them, can I just kind of wander past in a sort of sing-songy voice?
Yeah, there's nothing
jabbering about nonsense again.
Sure.
Just more nonsense, bros.
Yeah, you do definitely notice that while people don't seem to really understand what you're saying, it's making people laugh. It's getting some of the sad, depressed people holding their chin up a little bit higher, stuff like that. So you're having a positive effect on.
We're here for a celebration. Everybody should be in a good mood.
I'm in a pretty good mood, but Cheshire, a lot of these folks, they got rejected today. It's hard on them.
Well, for a little while, maybe it's easier.
Yeah, all right. I mean, but yeah, I'm just gonna be Nigel. They're losers, aren't they?
So,
I mean, do the mediocre deserve happiness?
you think you have to, be successful at intentional goals in order to be happy?
Yeah.
Well, that sounds sad to me.
I think it sounds pretty sad as well.
We didn't have an intention to be here, but we're here, and I'm happy about it.
Yeah, unfortunately. Well, all right. I'm just saying they're losers, and I don't want them to be happy. But you do you.
Nigel,
frankly,
I agree with you. Look, I walked in with the intention of doing what needed to be done and accomplished it. You walked in with the intention of doing what you need to do and accomplished it.
See, if you have no intentions and no expectations, then you can also just be happy and accomplish things.
Yeah, but these people didn't do that.
That sounds like a recipe for being satisfied with mediocrity.
Yeah.
Or finding the brilliance in everything.
Ugh. Everything's not... Nigel's the worst. Everything's not brilliant.
Can be if you decide it is.
I think there's brilliance in at least everything in a little bit.
Was that Alice or Anna? I cannot tell.
It's Anna. It's always going to
okay.
be Anna. Background Alice is in the background.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. That's
See?
right. Wow.
See, Anna knows. Anna,
She's an NPC.
I like
she
the
just
way
fades
you
into
think.
the background.
That's right. That's true.
Anna. I like the way you think.
I'm going to look at Anna and be like, you're not even a Vislae, are you?
No. Is that a problem?
I just look over to Zymeland. Cross my arms.
So what?
No, I'm just saying.
Just saying what?
She's not a Vislae.
Okay, and?
That's all I've said.
Seemed like there was judgment in your voice when you said it, though.
That's just my voice.
You want a new one instead?
No, I love my voice. I love myself.
You love your judgy voice.
Yeah. That's why I talk like this.
Judgy
Resting
on
judgment
purpose.
voice.
I was gonna say
Yep.
Nigel has resting bitch voice.
Yeah. I talk like this because it reflects my personality.
Just walking around
There
being
it is.
judgy.
Yeah, I'm advanced. Did you not watch that whole thing back there?
It seems like a recipe for disappointment and unhappiness. But you do you.
Yeah, I am happy.
So
For
I pull
now.
out a little pot of ink that is like sparkling a little bit, and I mark the chair that Nigel is sitting on. And until the sun next rises or sets, the chair flies under Nigel's control.
Yes.
Yes.
As I use wings for a throne.
Yes.
Thank
that's
you.
my favorite.
I love that one.
I
That's
just
a
say,
good one.
I'm like, Zymeland, that's really awfully nice of you. Thank you.
It's a big day for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels good. I wanted to be Magister a long time, but honestly, I went through kind of a party boy phase, so it took me a while. I mean, and I just like gesture towards my own body. You know. Can you
Yeah.
blame me?
Not really.
No.
All right. So I think, unless anyone has anything else to do, I think we can call it there for the night.
Oh no, we're role playing this for 30 more minutes.
Hey, I'm totally down for that. We got resting bitch voice out of this conversation.
That's so
Yeah.
true. It's so true.
I
Go ahead, Corey.
feel like there's a little bit more that Anna wants.
Yeah.
Yeah, Anna hasn't gotten to do much yet.
Anna's gonna say, I'd like to bring the conversation back to Alice, even though it's a little bit of a hot topic tonight. Don't
Imagine.
make that face about my wife. She's important to me.
I'm confused. Is the unimportant one your wife or the important one your wife?
Alice is my wife.
Yeah, but not the Alice or Alice? Any old Alice.
Alice.
So any old Alice will do.
No, this Alice is in the background right now.
But
Yeah.
is she your wife?
Yes.
So they're all your wife. All Alice are your wife.
Yes. As in all
Even the ones with
Cheshires
vowels
are-
in their names.
Well, different stories take different paths, I've learned from Alice. I just want to know more about her and what's happened. Background Alice isn't very talkative.
I think I've told you everything I know.
It doesn't
Oh.
make sense.
What doesn't make sense?
Alice is a wonderful and happy person.
Well, the last I saw her, she was a ghost who came
Right.
into a demon summoning ritual with
Yeah.
Cheshire and I,
Yeah.
and mostly just watched. Yeah. And then left.
I do think that maybe. I mean, I don't know, but I suppose Alice could be very well and happy. She seems to be completely content with her choices, but I don't know her that well. She's important. She's been important in my life, but I really don't know her. The only parts I know of her, I don't like. I'm sorry that my cut off head and chopped off arm are inconvenient for you, but I'm just speaking you my truth. You may not like that side of your wife, but it really did happen. And I'm gonna like throw my arm on the table. And I really am dead. I'm gonna pull off my head. And you are looking at real actual things that happened to an actual Vislae because of your actual wife. So I don't have, and I'm gonna put them back on, I don't have a lot of tolerance for perspectives.
That reminds me of a song. Actual murderer, Alice the wife. Yeah, I should write that down later.
Yeah. And I don't mean to keep banging the drum, but I don't see a lot of cylinders firing here. So I'm just trying to be clear what I'm saying.
When I spoke to Alice, did Alice seem happy?
With no.
I mean, she didn't seem very happy when I talked to her in my house. So maybe she's just unhappy being dead? I haven't known her that long. I didn't know her, but she was alive.
Well, to be perfectly honest, I don't quite understand the whole death and Vislae thing. It confuses me a little bit. And you, Cheshire, do you think that what is actual is really actual?
I think that none of this is actually actual. But I'm perfectly okay living in the delusion. It's just all of you lot who think it's actual.
I think that is brilliant because what is actual? I agree.
You see?
It's not.
Zeinlin is like looking at Nigel like, what the hell is wrong with these people?
I do not know.
Enhance your intellect.
It's very enhanced, unfortunately, right now. And like a worm falls off my hand. Oh, sorry, that one's full. And I just said it. I said it in an empty martini glass.
Release your burdens of perception.
I can't. They're horribly vexed right now.
Untether your mind.
It's untethered. I'm like a vast.
No, just because your head is literally off your shoulders doesn't mean your mind's been untethered.
My mind is quite untethered.
Is it though?
It's juicing with magic. Listen.
Sure.
Whether or not it's all real in some metaphysical sense is irrelevant. Our experiences are known to us. That's what I mean by actual. And those experiences matter because I feel them when they matter.
Sure.
So Alice probably isn't happy about being dead. She seemed to have gotten the short end of the stick in a lot of ways in that regard. It's not easy being dead. I thought it would be. But it's scary. We're very close to... I mean, you could die once as a Vislae. Dying twice isn't...
Has she died before this? Is this her second death?
I'm going to look at Anna.
This is the first that I've ever heard of Alice dying before.
So
Look, I mean, Vislae,
know.
non-Vislae, we die. We have a choice. For most non-Vislae, you don't really get to choose, but maybe you'll stick around as a ghost, or more likely you go to the Pale. Vislae, we get a little wiggle room. But death is just another change on the path of suns. Coming back isn't, a big deal.
I will say, Anna, in her last moments, she did say that everything she does she know you're around? Does she know that you're here? Like, does she know you're alive? Because,
Of course she does.
Are you sure?
We've gone on many adventures before, and wonderful things that we've done. And honestly, I don't even know when the time has gone by for all this to happen.
Well, I just don't think she likes being dead. And again, I don't know her that well, but it seemed to me she had a lot of unfinished projects and a lot of things left undone. And I don't think she's seen you in a while. And I think she'd like to see you. Because in her last moment, she said everything she had done was for you. And she said, find the stories. She wasn't talking to me, but she did say that.
Well...
And I'm going to use...
Oh, go ahead.
I'm going to use an incantation.
I was thinking along the same lines. I'll see what happens with you, and then I might use something.
I'm going to use Pages of History, not
That's what I was going to use! Oh my god! Wait, should we both just use it?
I'm using mine. You call upon a translucent spirit of some person from the distant future. The spirit whispers to you one secret that only someone from the future can tell. The knowledge might pertain to the events you find yourself involved in at that moment, your current location, or nearby beings. But other than you have no control over the nature of the information. In addition to that secret, the spirit tells you something. Here it is.
Here it is, folks.
Sad. Yep, here it is. Sad and horrible about your own personal future. You suffer one anguish. Once it is spoken, the spirit departs. So I will just lay down a blank piece of paper and snap my fingers.
Oh, God. Can you keep role-playing while I read that again on my own and figure out what to do with that?
I'll be like, it'll take a minute. I think it's blue magic. It's indigo.
Which is enhanced. Oh, indigo. Blue is enhanced, but indigo is.
I was making a joke about the new sphere.
So, I'm wondering, for the drama of the moment, does it make sense for us both to do this? Since we both have the same incantation? And that's exactly what I was thinking of doing.
Then just do it. There are no coincidences in the actuality.
That's what I'm saying. All right, I'm going to use mine too.
And this was an incantation?
Yeah. And the secret is whispered to the person using it. It's not announced.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Sure.
So I think it's up to you whether you tell us in different secrets from each other or the same secret. But
it would definitely be different for sure. Okay. There's no use frying both of your incantations. What's it called again?
Here, I'll post the whole thing.
Pages of History not yet penned. Basically, a spirit shows up and drops a bomb on us, and then also says, "By the way, a horrible thing is going to happen to you." We're sad.
Oh boy. Well, I'm glad we have all three actuality GMs in here, because whatever happens next is on you.
There you go. Damn.
Incantations.
You gave me this one the night that we made Cheshire.
Nice.
This is the only one I have left from that night.
Fucking one anguish. Fuck me.
Yeah. How do you get rid of anguish?
I don't know. I have a means of doing it, but
your rest can remove it.
Oh, okay. What does anguish do?
It's like a -1 to all ventures, mental ones, I think.
Yeah.
Oh gods.
Like qualia ones.
Yeah, it's a scourge in qualia.
There it is.
Jeez. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
And if we get 3 of them, you die. It's the same as like wounds.
Yeah.
So
I have a spell that can inflict anguish.
So here's the thing. For Nigel, the spirit whispers to you that there are multiple Alice's looking for this one Anna. And it also informs you that once you become corporeal again, you might lose the arm that you've come to love so much.
Aren't I corporeal, though?
Once you do. Oh, wait, you are corporeal. Never mind. I'll just say that, yeah, sorry, I got ghosts confused. Yeah, so it is very possible you might lose your arm very soon. For Cheshire, this spirit has other things to tell you. It tells you that one, you're carrying an unwelcome passenger around with you.
Yep.
That two,
That whole thing.
you are, if left untreated, in the process of becoming unmade and erased.
There it is. Oh, the little virus I picked up last week.
Well, I think you're doing great.
That wasn't the only thing I was referring to be clear.
Oh.
Yep. So, yeah, that's what that incantation does.
An unwelcome passenger. Fun.
Anna.
Are you done your weird Vislae things?
It's called magic, and it's going to help you. Also, aren't you married to a Vislae? Like 5 of them.
Okay. No, I'm married to Alice.
Whatever.
It's not whatever.
Whatever.
It's
Do you want
not.
what I've learned or not?
Is it about Alice?
Yes.
Sure.
On one condition.
Let's hear the condition first.
The condition is tell Alice to leave me alone.
Why don't you just make peace? Are you not capable?
The reaction.
My wife is loving and kind, and I don't quite understand what's going on between the two of you. But honestly, I think it's fixable. I think you just need to think on it and work a little bit harder.
What could I possibly do? My reward for helping her best friend free a bunch of children from enslavement was chopping off my arm. And I don't know why I have to keep repeating this to everyone, but she sucks. She royally, royally sucks. And
She's
just
wonderful, and she's a pleasure.
You know what she is.
I do, but I think you have some other ideas that you need to get out.
I was going to extend an olive branch and help. But I think I'm going to do the opposite.
All right. What do you mean an olive branch? What are you talking about?
I was going to tell you the information.
Oh, well, I think you should still, but I don't know if I can really trust your information. You seem to have these ideas about things that have happened to you that involve your arm being chopped off and your head being chopped off, when my wife clearly isn't capable of those things. She's loving and adventurous and wouldn't hurt a thing.
Hey, do you want to do me a favor?
I am nothing if not kind.
I'm going to put a potion on the table.
Oh boy.
This potion clears up All madness, catatonia, mental afflictions, denial, everything. Clears your mind right up.
Yes.
Would you take it for me? And then try to tell me everything that you just told me. Again, just try to repeat the same sentence.
Sure.
I will give her the mind sucker. Because Nigel's honestly wondering if Anna's fucked in the head.
So it just removes afflictions?
A madness, catatonia, and any other mental affliction are cured. All anguish is healed. I was going to use that on myself, but I'll be all right.
Anna says, I've known Alice for a very long time. We've gone on many adventures around different parts. And she's wonderful and nice and kind. I don't know how the two of you got off on the wrong foot. It seems like you're lying. Or maybe your story went away that wasn't what everyone else saw. I don't know.
My God. It's like the gaslighting runs in the circles of these friends. It's
So-
really something else.
How long has it been since you've seen your Alice?
Well, let me think. It was only a chapter ago, if I remember correctly.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, a lot can happen in a chapter. Whole turns of
Pages.
turns of pages, and with those pages can come changes. Whole catastrophic events, or just epiphanies. I mean, all sorts of things can happen in the turn of a chapter. Maybe she's been through more than you think.
I just like to comment real fast that it's bad when even Cheshire is going, well, that's when you know it's really bad.
What was she last up to when you left off?
I think the two of us had recently been planning a party for some friends, and I had to go away for a little bit to get some stuff.
Right, you had to go get more tea for the party.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's a few chapters ago.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Would it be more than one chapter? Yeah.
It's been more than one chapter, Anna.
It's like all of
I
season
read it.
one.
Quite honestly, I think your Alice is books ahead of you.
Yeah, I think it's been quite a bit. I think there's a bit of story that you're not caught up on yet.
I think, Anna, you faded into the background.
That's gotta be rough.
Anna's just gonna stand up and dust herself off and say,
Well, I mean, not in the story I read, but maybe in.
Do you really want to find
other
her,
ones.
Anna?
I think I need to figure out a few things first. This death, this strangeness. I think you all have been pushing me towards this, but something's wrong.
I will just tell Anna the secret that I learned. Whatever. Do with whatever you want with this information. It's your fucking conscience and hers. There are multiple Alices looking for this, Anna. I shall say that. There are multiple Alices looking for you. The Indigo Alice is the one you're looking for. That's Alice Prime.
There's, you're wrong about the whole background thing. I just want to point out that I'm the main character in Alice's life. Chesh, do you remember if any of you were mentioned in Alice's book?
Well,
Any of this?
you see, when I read what I read,
Yeah.
Alice hadn't met me yet,
Oh,
so I couldn't have been in her book.
that does make
Plus,
sense.
the book wasn't about me and Alice. The book was about you and Alice. So, of course, you weren't going to be in the background because the two of you were main characters. Now, in Alice's book about Alice, I don't know if it's the same thing.
You make a good point. This meeting has been terribly upsetting and unsatisfying,
But everything I say makes you feel happier.
but I'm quite happy about it.
God damn it. Yeah, I think that. Listen, I just think that I think that you deserve one another, and I hope you find each other.
Look, I've got something I can try. If it helps, might take a few hours. If she's in Fartown, somewhere nearby, it might.
Yes.
I might find her.
Yes, now we're getting somewhere. Thank you.
If it helps, I think she might be somewhere in the sewers. But that's
Okay.
like all of the city has the sewers. so-
Unfortunately, I can't direct this, so we'll just have to hope.
I would just like to say here now, I do not want to go. That being said, I'm sure I'll be there, so see you then.
So I work a spell. I spend 5 sorcery. And conjure a mass of oily black liquid that covers like about a 5-foot diameter circle, which then is going to start moving around. Every round, it moves a long distance, so it actually moves really fast. It moves like 100 feet or something every 5 to 10 seconds.
Jesus.
And the depletion on this is every hour. But it methodically searches and under no direction. Can seep through cracks, covers trains methodically. As it moves, I always know where it is, and I become aware of absolutely everything that it touches. I know the level and name, if any, of any creature or significant object it touches. So I'm just gonna let that grid search algorithm run in the background.
Okay.
Amazing.
Nice.
Does it know specifically to search for Alice, or does it just move methodically and tell you everything?
It just moves methodically. There's 0 direction to it.
Okay. Then can you roll until you hit depletion?
Yeah, that's what I was figuring, and
Yeah.
then we can just determine what's the probability that it finds Alice.
Damn.
All right, you folks continue, and I'll. Okay, it only searches for an hour.
It does not find Alice in
Yeah.
an hour.
Can I try to spin the quality of sight with freedom and speech from wind and try to find the words that Alice is speaking?
Okay, sure. Let me quickly take a look at this here level of effect table.
During that hour, Nigel is going to fit new spells into his mind.
That sounds like a good idea.
I think that'd be some sort of like divination, something or other.
Yeah.
So the color of that is
Okay, I see it. So, yeah, so there's divination, that would be indigo.
okay. All right.
And The default level for divine the answer to one question is 5, but I would assume that this is a little bit harder than that. I would say if you spend 7 sorcery,
Okay.
you can hear the word that Alice is speaking for 1 round.
And all of my ventures are I have a +1 to all my ventures, right? Because
Yes,
of
so you
the
can-
so
yeah.
6 instead.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
This is too perfect. I'm preparing new spells.
Okay.
All right. So I'll just kind of I'll sit and you see my eyes, they just sort of fade out of existence. And it's just deep purplish black pits that sort of remain. And my eyes reappear as these etherealish, purplish eyes just sort of wink into existence wherever Alice is speaking.
Oh, yeah, like Cheshire's eyes. That's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
And a grin.
Yeah.
Corey, do you mind if I play a Sooth card so we can determine?
Oh yeah, for sure.
And that's great that you agree, because the alternative is I was going to introduce a shift and do it anyway. So let's play something on the green sun. Lost Star. Oof. Magic of the gray is enhanced. The magic of the indigo is hindered.
Oh, shit.
Ooh, so lies. Lies are at play.
Yeah. oh
Wow.
God, where is this?
Lies and illusion.
Lost Star.
Wow, look at that.
Oh, there are no coincidences. Oh, it's a cat.
All right, here we go. It is a cat.
Oh, maybe. Notions, cats, clocks, and wind. You have +1 to all your ventures. Is that you?
It is me, yeah.
It is you? Okay.
It's me.
Hit me.
It me. It me, Cheshire. So my eyes appear where?
That's a great question. Okay. So, here's the thing. I don't know precisely how this is going to work, so I'm just going to ad-lib it. So, I don't know if I can properly give Anna a despair by introducing this, although it might transfer to foreground.
Background Alice and foreground Alice share the same character sheet, so they.
Okay. Whichever Alice there is. So the despair for this card is something a PC needs is much further away than they thought. So where could foreground Alice be that is much further away than we think? I don't want to just say that she's in X, Y, or Z.
I think the foreground Alice that Anna knows isn't in this actuality. I don't think their story exists here. Yeah.
All right.
What?
Wait, how?
Anna's
Layers
from a
upon
book.
layers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember, Anna never really
She's not a real
existed.
person.
I
never
understand.
a real person.
I understand. I confused two things. Got it.
Yeah.
So whichever Alice you would like to give that despair to, you may give a despair to
Right.
some Alice.
So the foreground Alice that we're looking for is where then?
She
In the
doesn't
book.
exist.
In the book. And the book
Yeah.
is
The book is technically in the basement of EE's house in the disco ball.
Okay.
But you only got to hear what that Alice was saying.
Yeah.
So I'll
But-
say you just heard a few lines from the book.
Yeah, got it. I'm going to cast Vision of the Nemesis.
All right. What does that do?
I get a vision of what my enemy is up to at this exact moment.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
The
All
vision
right.
lasts for about a minute.
Well then.
Yep.
All right, well, let's draw another Sooth card.
Fuck.
See what fuckery this is.
And I will cast this from my intellect pool.
All right, so fancy. We have played the lucky coin. Magic of the silver is enhanced. Magic of the gold is hindered.
It's a level 5. Okay.
That's still me. I think.
It
Yeah.
is.
It is.
And during the hour while I was running the search algorithm, I used my 1 hour rest to replenish my sorcery pool.
That's honestly probably a good idea.
Makes sense.
Okay, so the PC succeeds at what they attempt to an even greater degree than they thought possible. So between Corey and Nigel, what is this vision?
Ooh, the Ghost Alice is probably just like brooding and being angry about shit in a sewer.
So I think that like the worms kind of collect at Nigel's eyes, and they kind of swim around and turn into black pools as they feed more power to him. And his eyes go black for about a minute, and then they flash gold. So she's brooding where?
Probably in a sewer somewhere.
Like, I'm gonna just say to Anna, the only Alice that I know, Indigo Alice, which would make her the true Alice, is in the sewers beneath the city, moping.
I think you're a liar. And I hope that you can forgive for what's happened. And I think these things that you've told me are all lies. I don't believe it. What exists here doesn't exist, like Cheshire said. And Alice is going to stand up and she's going to start to cry and say, you Vislae are all scum, liars, use magic to cheat. I saw it today. Your orders, useless. And she says, Alice, let's go. And she walks up and leaves.
Okay, but go to the sewers.
Anna doesn't believe that the
that is
sewer
where
is
she
there.
lives right now. Because her
I agree
house
with her
is
about
gone.
the orders being useless.
I'm just going to throw up my arms and be like, I don't know why I try to help these people. And then I'm going to look.
They're honestly just the worst.
Yeah. Yeah, they are.
Or are they the best? Eh? As happiness exudes from my mouth.
God. Silent doesn't like being happy.
But you're happy about being happy now.
I know. It's having an existential crisis about it.
Which Cheshire is happy to provide.
That's it.
Alrighty, Rude.
Fade out on the bar scene.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was wild.
damn. That was wild. That was wild.
I was.
Ooh, boy, howdy.
Shall we do the closeouts?
I was waiting for Alex.
Oh, I was waiting for you. I'm so used to you doing all of it.
Well, because we got the character wrap-ups, right? So
Yeah.
That's
I'll just go how I see it in Zoom. So, Dan, what do you think about Xylan? How did he do today?
Well, I think I get a joy, either because of my success or because this is my first time in zeros,
Oh,
which
Yep.
is a recommendation. First time anybody goes to zeros is worthy of a joy.
and I think that Zyman might just like hanging out there because it's a demon.
Yeah. So there's that. And then the acumen's going to depend a little bit on the actual resolution. So, assuming it's going to be one acumen if it's just a step, but if that actually seals his membership, then it's the climax.
So here's how I would interpret it, and I don't know if this is a correct interpretation of how arcs work with respect to session stuff. I would say that Zyman made at least 2 steps in meeting the contact, then like going forward and doing that. So I would say he's probably completed 2 steps on that arc, but hasn't reached a conclusion until he goes back and it's like, welcome to the church.
Right, okay. Yeah.
Or however many acumen a step on joining an organization is, because I know some of them have 2.
Yeah, most things for most steps are 1, and then the climax varies.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, so that's fine. And so that would be it for those.
Mhm.
What was my favorite moment? I don't know. I really loved the description of Nigel's spell. I just loved it. But also just like can't really describe her as deluded, because it's like she isn't deluded. She just fundamentally comes from a different reality. But the interaction where basically Zeinlin and Nigel are just convinced that Anna is completely deluded about reality, and so how it made all those interactions go was, I imagine, for the characters, for Zeinlin, super frustrating.
Yeah.
For me, super fun. So I think that's me.
Right. Corey? I don't know
Yeah.
quite how this works with Anna, but
Yeah, I was going to suggest it from the perspective of Alice, just because they do share the same character sheet, and I haven't made anything for Anna. I was going to suggest that 1 acumen, possibly because they like work towards trying to figure out where Alice Prime is, and we gave 1 despair out. I don't think there's another despair, unless learning that Alice was dead is something that would be
I can
working.
see
But
that. Yeah.
I don't know if that's double counting or not.
No, because you're supposed to give extra when you do a shift anyway, and the
Okay.
first time when you found out Alice was further than you thought,
Yeah.
that was a shift. So yeah, you get 2 despair.
Okay. So I got that, and then my favorite moment was I really enjoyed how Hogwartsy the whole van stuff was. I enjoyed that. That's me.
Matthew?
Hey, hi. So I got the joy for being accepted. Matthew would like a despair for that whole everything. And regret knowing any of you. Other than that, I did not advance I advanced it from my perspective. I did not actually advance it in an acumen-worthy way of for my arc. So I'm all good there. Got my joy. My favorite moment. I enjoyed the interaction in the hallway and then the confrontation with the friendship bracelets. I really was looking for Anna to get murked by the friendship bracelet. I thought that would have been great. It didn't happen. Even though the friendship bracelet swore them death. I don't know what's going on anymore. So that was my favorite moment.
All right. And Alexis?
So, I've got a few things, I think, actually.
All right.
I think because for my forte, I get joy when I find someone else like me who rejects conventional reality altogether. So I feel like Anna kind of fits that bill.
Oh yeah.
She entirely does.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
She has
So
Yeah.
reality.
so I feel like I get a joy from that. I feel like I definitely get a despair from what happened with that pages of history not yet penned. Finding out that I'm being
I would say yes,
Paid and
contingent
shit.
on the fact that you know where that came from. Like
So-
with Nigel, it's like if they weren't like, oh, you might lose your arm. With her, it's like, oh shit, I know what this is about.
So you only get one, right?
Oh,
So you
okay.
get joy or despair or none.
Yeah,
You don't get multiple per session. The multiples can only come from shifts.
yeah. I
Oh,
guess.
okay.
So you have to evaluate which one of those two things went out for you: the joy from Anna or the despair from the revelation.
I'm gonna say the joy.
All right.
The joy went out. And then I think deciding kind of on what sort of transformation that I want advances my transformation character arc.
Yeah, for sure.
And then does learning about the changeries and that's where to go to do anything, does that count as a step of research, or did that have to be more significant?
Did we talk about the changes in this episode?
Yeah.
Matthew did. I mean, Nigel
Okay.
talked to Cheshire about the changeries.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Shoot.
Yeah, I think that would be like you at least know where to start looking.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so too. Because
Cool.
she met someone who had been changed not by the changeries,
Right.
but knew about transformation.
Right. So
Yeah.
knew that there were options like the changeries and other options beyond the changeries.
Yeah.
So that's a joy and 2 acumen for me, folks.
All right. And I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna give a favorite moment from each character because there was so much
Oh,
good in this.
My
episode.
favorite moment. Sorry, I should mention my favorite moment. Geez. I was gonna say the whole friendship bracelet thing, but now since that's been taken, I think probably the whole conversation about, oh, right. She's not actually in this actuality. that whole scene where we're trying to find out where Alice is and discussing which Alice is what Alice, and then coming all the way back around to she's not actually in this actuality.
Yikes.
I think that was wild.
Big oof.
Yep.
Death of the author.
Mm.
Apparently.
So I think my favorite moment from Cheshire was when Anna was talking about Alice, and then Cheshire just went, well, like that was just
You're in trouble then.
yeah. So yeah, that was really good. I love that background Alice collected one of the bracelets in her hair because the worm creature is still out there. So the problem is not dealt with, but I feel like that's just carrying the loaded gun around with you. So in my opinion, that's neat. I like that. From Zynon, I really like the fact that he did manage to convince Euphemia because she was not at all like receptive to this whole like, sort of like favor society thing. But she won out by like talking about how much bastards the Thaw are. I think that's entirely fair. And the string of emojis that Nigel sent to Lucky. That was good. That was very good.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
This was fun.
Nice.
This was a lot of fun.
Nigel is very close to picking up a vengeance character arc. That's all I'm gonna say about this.
I'm not surprised.
He hates these people.
I don't blame him. Honestly, I don't.
Silent would probably help him.
Yeah, but I have very interesting ideas how to destroy people's lives. So we'll just see.
Oof.
It's not great.
All right, so if that's it, if anyone has anything they want to make sure they promote for everybody, the schedules just come up in chat. So thanks everyone for tuning in. Thanks Alex again for GMing again. So we got a chance to play.
Thanks.
That was fantastic.
Thanks
I
for
love
letting me wreak havoc on your actuality.
it. You're welcome. Thanks for stirring stuff up. Thank you actually so much for bringing back the friendship bracelet worm creature. 'Cause
Yes.
So good.
As
So
soon
good.
as soon as you described the bracelet sitting on the thing, I was like, oh god, this is great.
But
Yeah.
I wanted it to murk Anna or Alice. I just wanted
Me
it to
too.
go in.
Can I also say thank you for putting in Morgana?
Oh, that was
Well,
great.
that was
That was
EE's
bad.
parents, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was Emma
Yeah.
Elizabeth's mother.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Wow.
it's also Morgan.
Yeah.
Which I
Wow.
love.
All right then.
Yeah.
I
Also,
love it so much.
Grant Magus was somebody else's father who hasn't been introduced yet, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill them all, so it's fine.
oh good, oh good.
So yes, in terms of everyone here, Corey already posted a reminder to come check out Burning Wheel with them tomorrow night. Matthew, you're in
Monster Hearts, Fatal
Monster
Friends,
Hearts?
the finale, which is literally going to
Finale.
be insane. We're picking back up in the middle of an insane sequence of events. So tune in tomorrow, 5 p.m. Central. Yeah.
Yep. I should actually be home for this one, so that should be good.
There's all sorts of stuff hitting the fan. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. We're running.
Excellent. Alexis, Alex, do you have anything to remind everyone to come check you out in?
Well, I'm doing Alexis Attempts Art again on Monday over on Dice Priori. And we have Dragon Heisters going on Tuesday. We're in the middle of a really exciting little arc, so that should be fun. Cold Sun's on Wednesday.
Perfect.
I got nothing.
Alex.
My
Okay.
schedule in October is so bad. I will show up in things randomly when I can, and that'll be that.
Yeah, I don't know yet whether anything will be running in this time slot on Saturday that's coming up, because I'll be out of town for Thanksgiving because I'm Canadian, and so we have our holiday much earlier. So I'll be out of town, so I won't be able to like run tech or play or anything. So we'll see if anyone wants to step in. Otherwise, my next thing is come on Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern for episode 2 of Project VHS. We had a fantastic premiere this week, and if you want to see a blending of the occult, sci-fi, and horror all in space, come check that out. And already we have drama brewing between characters with lies were said and people are being held for medical experimentation. So we know how this show's going to go.
Yep.
All right. So thanks everyone for tuning in. We love you all, and we'll see you again very soon. Bye, everybody.
Bye.